It looks very dark. Very dark. You see? Oh. Oh, that look better. So I think it's live now. Oh. I think it is live now. Yeah, it says live. But I don't know how to. I think you need to come over some more. I don't know how to maneuver like seeing the YouTube chat. Because guys, it's my first time doing this on this platform. You hearing me through that? Turn it up, listen. Hearing me? To maneuver okay. Turn it down. Just want to test to make sure that I'm actually being heard. Turn it down. All right, so that is that. So guys, you have to bear with me just a little bit because I will be learning as I go. Yeah, I think this is gonna give me this chat here, Restream chat. But will it give me YouTube chat? I don't know how to do that. But I'm gonna learn as I go. I'm gonna learn as I go. All right, let me send out some messages and wait a little bit. Wait a little bit and send out a few messages. All right, use your phone and just put something in the chat and see where. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is the same place that you would see the chats in YouTube. I don't know if you're being seen properly because now we have to use the laptop. Well, we don't have to, but sorry, that's what I understand. I was playing with it a little bit. I was playing with the Restream a little bit on the laptop, so I chose to do it there. All right, is somebody saying they're not seeing me live? So let me send out a few messages to a few persons. Oh, I'm gonna send it to moms. God, maybe she out. What time she normally out our prayer meeting?
To who? The church of I don't know. Oh, after probably finish. 8 to what, 10? 10, 15.
10?
I think about 8 to something.
Or maybe I can ask her, like, send her a message. You said to 10?
Okay, so got a preaching part of the time. No, not 10. 11 or 7:15 is done.
She wanted to come in come on the last one, but with her other obligations at the time, she was unable to. So let me get her attention. She wants to join. Good night, Pat. Thank you for joining. Pat, me I try out new things in a girl, but if I Restream, which this is what we spoke about. This is it, but we definitely need better lighting, as you can see. But Pat, this one I can actually invite persons to join on my live and speak. So a few persons asked me to get their attention when I'm going live. So I'm trying to do that because tonight's topic was inspired by the reason why I'm late. It was actually inspired by the reason why I'm late. So yes, I didn't get to send out all the messages and stuff like that, like I did last week. So I'm on phones, I'm trying to send out messages and all of that. So bear with me just a little bit. Yes, so I'm trying to send out messages to different persons. And I really hope I would have loved if persons were able to just come on tonight and discuss this topic. And that's the reason why I chose this platform, because I want it to be interactive as possible based on the topic that we're doing. And let me send it to Van as well. Bear with me just a little bit. We learn everything as we go, so I'm gonna ask you to exercise just a little patience while we get to 1 and 2 cocoa to fill up a basket. And even if not full the basket, you just want 1 2 cocoa in there, right? So that's what we're working on right now, the 1 and the 2 cocoa. Yeah, because as you know, we just need 2 away to have a conversation, right? But I know a few persons, once they're available, they're going to want to show their support whichever way they can. So I'm sending out the messages. And I wanted to do it prior to this, but to be completely honest, and I never really understood the platform. So I wonder if I should have ring some of the phones then. I wonder how you can see who join. That would be interesting. Like, can I touch this? Like, yeah, but if I touch it, will I see how many persons? Not how many persons, but who the persons are. Why may I learn as I go? That's all I can say. I'm learning as I go. Yeah, but sometimes, based on what I've seen, when people go on your live, people usually can't see the name, or it's through the YouTube when I do that. All right, you know what? As I say, where 2 or more is gathered, right? So let me just get. I'm trying to go on here to see if I go here, I'll be able to see who is on the live, like the actual person's name. I'm not getting that option to see who is logging
It's
in.
it's supposed to have a way where you show it.
But
Let me see other persons do it and
yeah,
eventually
I
it
always
shows
say that it
someone.
shows who
Try go through it
log. Yeah,
again and see.
eventually I'll get there. But tonight I just wanted to touch the topic of, yeah, I really wanted to touch the topic of like parenting, and why I'm gonna tell about it. The reason why, for more than one reason, I wanted to speak about parenting. And tonight really concreted that, because I was just battling all week with what am I going to talk about tonight. And parenting was one of them. But then it really concrete tonight when I have my plans, well set out. And then my daughter just called me and said, Mommy, I have a project. Can you whatever? And no true when I drive. I had to go to the store. I'm in the store for over 1 hour. Getting all her stuff for her project. Me in the store back and forth, trying to figure out what we're gonna do, what we're gonna use, this, that, all of this. And I still go Walmart yet for go get the little 221122 groceries.
Yeah, I wonder why it is so long.
Yeah, because she asked you to check where you were going. But then when I call you, say, boy, the dollar store would have be a better option. Theodore and me in there, because she never figure out exactly what she's going to do. We're in there trying to figure out the homework. We're in there trying to figure out the like everything.
Oh.
So I was in the store for an hour, back and forth. No, so I suck on my stay. See, not even Theodore don't know the store, because I just came home, dropped off those stuff for her. Then I hop on, I actually get the Uber this time. Then I Ubered to the Walmart to go grab 2 groceries, and then say a Friday evening. So the baby, the younger one, want this and she want that, and then we go pick up 2 things to make her. She want homemade pizza. Then we go there, so we go get 2 things, and we come back. And my aim is to start the live 9 o'clock on Fridays. But with kids, you can't really make plans like that. And that's the reason why I chose the topic, because as a parent, you have to learn to be flexible. And I've had this conversation with more than one person, like my friends and loved ones. And the topic of parenting is always going to be very controversial, because there's no rule book. And there are books about parenting, but the truth is, to each his own. Our 2 daughters, 2 different personalities. They're similar in a lot of ways, but they're different in a lot of ways. And what work for one don't work for the other.
Definitely not. So you have to always try to find the balance.
Like, can you even find the balance? No, you can't even find the balance.
Something close to the balance.
So it made me think like you have to give parents grace.
More than grace.
You really have to give parents grace.
Especially parents will have more than 5 or
more than 1. No, 1. It doesn't matter. For me, have a child.
Well,
for me, have a child, because when you have 1 or 2, it's even harder, quote unquote, when you have 1. Because then you just learn. And then Pat and I were even talking about parents' guilt, especially mom's guilt. When you have your first picnic, Lord Jesus, the guilt is real. You see, as I get the second and the third, you get less and less. You're still gonna feel mom's guilt when you do certain things, but when you're mastered, I don't know if you can master it. When you have the experience in it the first time, I think you get better at handling it.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, I think you can add people. So let me share. Invite. Hey girl, I learn, And then I put it in the chat. Like this link that I'm sharing in the chat, people can go.
See that?
Wait, so this link that I shared in the chat, persons can click that link
and add them in
and come on the live and talk, right? And yeah, you can come on the live through that link that I just put in the chat and come on and speak. But the topic of parenting, as I say, it's always going to be controversial because, as I say, it's no rule book.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one of my good girlfriends before she had a child, and she said, "Oh, you see, if I did ever my pitney do that,
Always. Always.
my pitney can't do that."
Always.
And I said to her, it was a person that we know that she was, saying that about. And I said to her, "Don't say that because I'm very strict. But me have my time where it's like, if biting up the comb or biting up the cup, I'm gonna keep you silent right now. Go and bite up the cup."
Exactly.
And I'm very strict. So I said to her, the truth is sometimes as a parent, you're so exhausted mentally, physically, and more the mental stress or tiredness greater than the physical.
Yep.
And I remember another conversation where I was in a school council meeting and a parent was saying, it's so concerning when parents don't come to
the meeting.
Parent council meeting. Don't you have any interest in your kids? And that speaks volume when people don't show up because that means you're not interested in your children's well-being.
Yeah.
And even though I am present for every parent council meeting,
your last choke,
I had to speak up. And I said, that's not a true reflection of a parent's interest in their children. Because the truth is, do you know how many parents are single parents working 2-3 jobs? And they can only they have to choose between coming to parent council meeting and coming to the award service to show their support. And they prefer to call out on the day that their kid is getting an award rather than the day that is parent council, because you're still going to get the email to tell you what the parent council was about. I said that I would never boldly say that a parent is uninterested in their kids like education because they're not at school council meeting. Because and not just single mother, I talk about single fathers because I was raised by a single father. So it kind of hit a nerve for me because people take for granted like the whole other reality of life. Like there's so many things. People are hanging on by a thread out here. When you work 2-3 jobs, especially in a country where when it's snowing, when it's extremely cold, all you want to do, and you don't drive, all you want to do is go home after 2 jobs. 2 10-hour jobs or 2 8-hour jobs. You know what I mean? I know parents who go home and do the homework, cook there for their kids, but then can't make it to parent council meeting.
No restraint.
And when they have the luxury of having a 2-parent household, it works out because for me, when I'm at parent council meeting, Theodore is home with our daughters, right?
Exactly.
So that's the balance for us. If I wasn't able, if Theodore wasn't in the household, me not be able to go parent council meeting because I have to go and cook.
Exactly. Get her ready for bed, homework, all of that.
Yeah. So I think that was very inconsiderate to say that
she'll make the comparison based off of
her reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Her reality.
And not thinking about the fact of other people.
Yeah,
and reality.
That's true. And even a little like side note, but it can be relevant, is the video that went viral. I don't know if every video means to me is viral, you know. I don't know why.
Which video?
The one that is in Jamaica. Even April shared it on her status. April was actually there. April recorded that video where the young man climbed up on the top of.
Oh,
you know that April recorded it?
She didn't know that?
Yeah, she was there. She recorded it.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was in the background
The
talking.
firefighter go hug him. Go
It,
hug him.
it was a firefighter?
The fireman go hug him.
I don't think that it was a firefighter. I don't think it was a
I
firefighter.
think me or somebody
It
that
never
I
in a
said the
no. It never in a
fireman.
no
And I said,
years.
good people still in
Yeah,
the
and he
world.
went up there and hugged him, and that did something to my heart. Sometimes when some things happen, it kind of reassure you that mankind not dead. Like we're not completely gone to the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It made me feel like wow. It literally brought tears to my eyes because me I said, wow. Can you imagine? Sometimes all you need is a hug. All you need is somebody to say to you, "I see you." Like me not know exactly where you go through, but I
Yeah.
see you.
And just by saying that, that goes a far way. And
Yeah.
we have seen snippets and a lot of gestures as it regards to a hug, a handshake, what it does to individual. I mean, you see the other day. See him, what's your name? Rebel.
Mm-hmm.
You see, she would the whole thing where she would go through and people are bash her and whatever. She did it overseas. I think her first trip.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody approached her, a guy, she come out of her store and said, come here. We know you go through a lot. I'm just grab her, hug her and embrace her. And all she could have do was just break
Breathe
down.
and cry.
And she cry and
People
she
are going
cry
through a
and
lot.
she cry and she said she never know a hug.
Could that make you feel like
could
that?
do that.
And that's what people have to understand, that sometimes you don't have to know the right words to say. You just need to show up for somebody.
You just hug her.
Yeah, and you just need to show up for somebody. Mm-hmm. And when it comes on to even back to like on topic, like parent, like being a parent, you have to know that at the end of the day, you know what? Sorry, I don't want to sound all over the place, but the other day I had a eureka moment when I said to myself, I wonder if my kids know that they're watching us grow as well.
You always say to mother.
Yeah. I wonder if they know that they're watching their parents grow as well. Because I was like, good night. Mommy, you hearing me? Let me know if you hear me. Tell me yes if you're hearing me. Because I know you said something did wrong with your phone. So I'm not sure if you're hearing me or you're just logging. Let me know if you're hearing me. Let me see if she can see the chat. I'm type in. Mm-hmm, right? What was I saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Theodore under the weather a bit. You know, he's just been a good sport to just kind of stay with us because, you know, we plan to do it, but he's under the weather. So thank you so much, by the way, for showing up.
Yep.
And, you know, under the circumstances. But what was I saying again?
Oh,
yes, I was saying, I wonder if our kids know that they're watching us grow in front of them. Because I remember when I look back and I realized that my dad was 33, 35, and my mom was 23, 25, raising me. And remember, when I look at them look like old people. You understand? But then now when I am
the same thing.
Now when I am that age, me realize say them are young people. I try to figure it out. And our kids they're not gonna realize that until they get older. And I think that's when we appreciate our parents the most, when we get to their age and realize that, wow, mommy and daddy, they were raising me still at this age.
At a young age, same way.
Like how them do it. You can imagine? And I said, boy, if only I pray that our kids will forgive us for the errors that we've made, forgive us for the buck up them.
Which we try to be open as it regards
the communication. We really do. We really have conversations with our daughters. We really sit them down. We ask them to forgive us for our mistakes. We ask them to forgive us for witnessing our process, because we all have our moments where we slip up, or we're tired, or we're frustrated, or I'm overwhelmed, or they will see some, as much as you try to keep it from the kids, energy can't hide.
Yep.
Energy can't hide, right? So they'll feed off of your energy sometimes, and sometimes you're tired and you just want to be tired. Sometimes you're sick and you just want to be sick. But when you're a parent, you can't.
It don't allow you
You,
that time
it
for
doesn't.
be tired or for be
It doesn't.
too relaxing. You have to be on the go. You have to.
Yeah. But thank God that we were blessed with the two daughters that we have. We don't have certain problems, and we cover them under the blood of Jesus, right? We don't have certain problems. So we're grateful for that. We have a responsible teenager who makes it a little easier, but it still is challenging, because you still have to teach them certain things, you still have to remind them, they'll still have their moods, they'll still have their attitudes, they'll still do certain things. They're not perfect. And you, within your imperfections, are raising human beings with different personalities, different stages. We have to learn their stages as, oh my
So you
God.
have to just be understanding within yourself. You know, you as the parent seeing them grow. Based on your process, you have to help to implement certain things, help to guide them. You know, as with Molly, she grew, she got teenagers, she want this, she want that, she want try this, she want, not as in a bad way, not nothing to say try in a bad way, but at the end of the day, you just
Figuring out who she is.
Yeah.
She's figuring out who she is. She's figuring out what she likes. She's figuring out who she wants to
Same
be.
with you,
Yeah, how she wants to represent herself. Like, she's at that stage where she's trying to figure things out, and she's not so. Oh, we were speaking about that. We literally have to give ourselves grace. Like, we have to. Like, we have to, and as I said, Pat, we were talking about, this guilt that you feel when you even mess up, and it's easier said than done, but you have to get into that reflective mode and realize that we're all flawed by the flesh. We're all flawed by the flesh, so we're going to make mistakes, but it's how we teach our kids to recover from the mistakes, and how we teach our kids to handle those mistakes, and just forgive themselves as well. Forgive them too, because sometimes I remember even just growing up, and you might give your parent a little attitude and you feel so bad sometimes, and like, I wonder if mommy or daddy love me, or I wonder, you ever feel like to say, but mommy and daddy never deserve the attitude there a while ago, Cause say your mommy work hard, say your daddy work hard, and it's like you give them something and say, boy, I'm not telling a lie, no, man. It make you feel guilty sometimes and bad. I've always been a very emotional person, and so I've always been a very, like, me reflect. I look back. I think about from a young. I've been that person. Me think about it. Me care. I care about how I make people feel. The relationship that I had with my dad, and well, my mom and my dad, because even though my mom wasn't living with us and she was away, we still spoke on the phone, and I still tried to have certain conversation with her without letting her feel like you're a bad mom because you're not here. And I carried that burden with me as a child, because me still I try to consider her feeling. You understand? So kids have them moments to where them feel guilty and where them try to protect. Who more protective than your kids? Your kids will always try to protect you.
Yeah.
Even a recent situation where you do kids certain things, they're trying to think, how do I protect mommy?
Yeah.
Mommy or daddy hit me or abuse me, them still a try. They don't want nobody know. Them still a try cover. Even a situation that I hear about over here where this kid is not really happy at home, but them don't want to tell anybody because they're still trying to protect mommy or protect daddy. And I'm saying, a child was telling me that that's how they feel about one of their classmates, and I'm saying, boy, that's not good. And if we can help them, we need to help them. And they're saying, but them don't want them parent get in trouble, even though the parent is the person not making them feel the best about themselves. So kids do go through that too, where they're very protective over their parents. You know what I mean? So it is It is just a thing that we have to. It's trial and error. Hopefully, we not do something where we can't recover from.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
the truth is, parenting is genuinely trial and error. Like you will try certain things, it might not work. You have to wheel and come again. Go back to the drawing board.
Every day.
Go back to the
Every day
drawing
is a
board.
learning process.
It sincerely
Every day.
is.
It is
a learning process. It is a learning process, and we have to just know that once you're truly doing the best that you can, know that you're doing the best that you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the other night, we went to Walmart late in the holiday season. So honestly, it was not busy. Few people. Lately, we go when we actually close the store actually closed us in there. And Malia and myself and Fiola, we Ubered to the store, and when we got there, it empty. I was just having fun. I was chatting, I was laughing, and she was like, Malia said, Mommy, this is one of the best nights that I'll remember.
Mm-hmm.
She said, this is one of the best nights.
Mala is a person where she don't like the crowd and the combustion. And
no, for her, it was simple.
Yeah,
and it's more sentimental. She not like the excitement. Yeah, as I said, you're right. She not like the excitement. You not have to get on a grand this and a grand that. She does chill. Yes, she's a very chill person. She's a very chill person. She's like, Mommy, tonight's one of the best nights. Like it just feels good and unusual and spontaneous.
With Tiola more outgoing, and she will love the
Tiola loves
excite.
Tiola loves activities.
Yeah.
Tiola is more interactive.
Yeah.
Tiola is much more interactive. Malia is much more not reserved, but she likes her space.
Picky.
She likes her own space. You know, Tiola is like me, much more like me. You know what I always say? Both our daughters, they're my two personalities.
Balance each other.
The two of them is that because I love, even though I'm interactive, I love my space. I love to be by myself too. So I think Malia got that half, Fiola got this half. Because Fiola loves to socialize. She's a people person. She loves to socialize. She loves to be interactive. She loves to, do different things. So, there's no, well, I'm not going to say that. Let me not say this. There are wrong ways. They're going to say there are no right and wrong ways to raise kids. There are wrong ways. Let me take that back. There absolutely are wrong ways. And it brings me to the question, what determines a good parent? Like, what determines a good parent? Because for me, people think that, dressing up your kids them nicely, them always look clean, very important for them to be clean and groomed and stuff like that. But ultimately, to me, are you checking in on their mental health or their mental state?
The in-depth part of
parenting. Are you communicating with your kids? Do you know if your kids, something is bothering your child? Do you know what your kids like? Do you spend time to just spend time with them? What about the mental part, the psychological part? Are you catering to those parts of your kids? To me, it no matter how pretty or pitty look, it no matter how name brand them look, if you're not tapping into that part, are you checking in?
It's a long list when you come on to parenting. Parenting no stop yourself. When you come on to parenting, there's so much that goes on into guiding, protecting, serving your kid, your child, or your children. Because at the end of the day, most people prioritize parenting as being
cook the food, shelter,
cook the food, look nice, dally, and once them bling up on them name brand shoes. That is parenting for some people.
It means you're a good parent.
Exactly. So
I know the next thing that bring me to think about is, oh my God, I was about to say something, but you said something and it triggered a thought in me. It triggered a thought in me and it slipped my mind. I'm gonna try to listen to you. But oh my gosh, I wanted to say something about that. I wanted to say something about
Or the outer characteristics that some people preferred. The
Yeah.
preference of some people.
I don't know. You said something that kind of trigger a thought in me, and then I lost it.
The name brand.
I lost it. Yeah, in the sense where, yeah, you basically said it, where, once a kid look a certain way, it mean
A good mother.
you're a good mother.
A good parent.
You're a good, you're a good parent because they look good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember now. I was listening to, because I love to listen to documentaries or history, like stories, stuff like that, documentaries. And a kid, fake graduation, fake getting accepted in university, fake university, especially I go university, end up wanted to, it is very drastic, but it's not even the drastic part may I get to. That wasn't even the point of it, is where, because eventually end up having to harm her parents to cover the life. The Pitney graduating from university and fake getting big job. No, me want all
In
them
America or in Canada?
In Canada, yeah. Let me say I want all them the parents there, say man. I want give them 2 years, as they say.
And fake the whole entirety of her life.
How do you do that? So you tell me say you never, even if you can't make it to school council meeting, you tell me say you never call up at the school yet? You tell me say you did not go to her graduation?
Yeah. Who pay for your college?
No, them.
Yeah?
You are telling me that you did not go to her graduation? Or does somebody fake graduating?
It's a parenting, it goes a far way.
Exactly. If you're not doing those things, let me tell you something. All of my kids, them from there Jamaica, all of my kids, them teacher them know me. Me and them knows each others. They got to know me. Principal, everybody know me. I'm up in everything. Even if I'm busy and I'm unable to go to something, I email, I call, I pop up. Nothing has stop that with me. How does your child fake graduating? You didn't go to the graduation? How does your child fake being enrolled in university? So you tell me say you know go up at this university none at all. You know go visit the dorm. You know go see. You know carry go university.
A lot of them situation there happen. Because when I go high school, I never see some kids' parents yet from grade 7 to 11 go up. I never see a parent come for them for show up yet. Some kids just day by day them just have
manage on them own.
Exactly.
And school, and that's a good point, because some kids, school is their safe haven. School is where they're safest.
And family.
Yeah, and you know the funny thing, it brings me to saying, yesterday when I was bringing Fiola to school, we got a ride from her principal, saw us and offered us a ride to school, and it made her day. I remember one of her daycare, what do you call them? Attendants. One of the daycare teachers, Mr. Teachers then, saw her and say, "Have a good day today." And she said, "It's already a great day."
Good.
And she said, she said, "It's already a great day because my principal brought me to school." She was so excited. I actually emailed her principal to tell her principal how impactful that was and how it made her day. Because, and it just had me thinking for that day that, do you know how many kids look forward to going to school? When even like over here, where them can get a snack to eat, where them can, the only thing is, the truth is over here a little stricter when it comes on. It's not like you can send a kid to school without food. They're gonna wonder what's happening. They'll call child services on you. But it's still the case where a lot of kids go to school to get peace. A lot of kids go to school to find a safe place where they're happy, you know, where them can escape for a moment. And that is why the responsibility of being a teacher is so great. It is so great a responsibility. I feel like if you don't love that job, stay away from it. If it's not something that you're passionate about, stay away from it. If you don't love people, stay away from it. Because what you do can make or break a child. I've heard stories, even from personal experience, where even like Malia, when she had this incident with her teacher back in Jamaica. And the funny thing, she said it was one of the nicest. Before she had any interaction with the teacher, the one who did girl her up. Before she had any interaction with the teacher, she felt like that was one of the nicest teachers ever. That teacher played a role in her wanting to become a teacher. And when that situation happened, it affected her so much. When she came home from school that day, she went straight in one corner by herself. I said, something all right. Because me, let me tell you something. I observe everything with my kids. But I don't know about you. Anything, if them ear look longer, if them ear look shorter, if them blouse catch the way, I observe everything with my loved ones. You can't pretend around me. Immediately as she came in, and how she just went straight there to be by herself. And it's like she was afraid to tell, not afraid to tell me, but it's like she was afraid to process what happened. She was afraid to even process what happened, because it's like she said, Mommy, I just can't believe that happened. It's like I'm still wondering if it real, because this was a teacher who I looked up to. This was another teacher who actually played a role in me wanting to become a teacher. And when she did that, it's like, whoa, it's like a wake-up call for her. So I'm like, teachers, people with what they call leadership positions in your lives are very important. The pastors, the teachers, your principals, your parents. Yeah, even with another situation from a family member who she said her math teacher tell her, you'll never pass maths, and you're dumb in maths, or you're stupid or whatever. And and it affected her so much. She started. The teacher loud upon shame, because all the Caribbean people will tell us that Jamaican teachers, we're rough. We are rough people, right? We're rough people, and sometimes we don't think about Jamaica. To me, and a lot of the Caribbean people that I interact with, they'll tell us that it's similar in their Caribbean countries as well, where we don't really appreciate or consider mental health. We don't take it as seriously.
It's not a given in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we don't take it as seriously as
and the ripple
like
effect can cause only.
We don't think about them something like mental health really.
The norm.
You see somebody who is mentally ill and will take it as
brush it off.
Like joke or what did they whatever they are and stuff like that. So I don't think that they understand the effect it has on people and kids when you tell them, say, you're not gonna be this or you'll never become that in life. It can crush a kid's dreams. Like it can legit crush a kid's dreams where you mash up their meds.
There's so many testimonies out there as a result.
And it affected her so much. She started school. And this was a kid who is a good kid.
And then something now then lead to peer pressure.
Well, in what regards?
In terms of not only when, let me not say as in regards to what the teacher is saying, but sometimes as in regards to their peers. No, me not kind of drift from the whole point of.
Like you mean like bullying?
No. All right, finish your point on what the teacher is saying, because then it got drift from.
It don't matter. It don't really matter. But I am saying that it was a good kid, and you think that when the kid stopped doing well, that's a sin. I didn't know, but you don't realize that is what you said to that child that led that child down that path. Because the truth is, the kid was doing well in other subjects. They were just struggling a little bit in your one subject. But then that statement, that curse that you put on them,
the expectation of you failing.
No, it affects all the other areas of their lives, because now them stop them at school. And them now go school, so naturally it will affect everything else. As I talked about earlier, the ripple effect that it has. So you are going to say, I didn't know say anybody going to become, I didn't know say another, well, not realizing that is what you will say cause the effect there now. You understand? So us as leaders in people's lives, parents, pastors, teachers, people of certain, like in certain positions that impacts people's lives, we have to be careful of the things that we speak over our kids' lives. I will never, not ever call my kid them certain thing, no dunce, no idiot, no fool, no.
To be careful where you
No.
manifest.
And it goes back to even now choosing their names. Because imagine calling your kid a name.
Remember the pastor said?
Yeah, we have a certain, and you know, me believe in that big time. Imagine calling your kid a name all their lives that have a negative meaning, and that's just what you're calling them. That's what you're calling them. That's what you're calling them. Yeah, I'm always wondering if it's true for true, you know, because my dad, when people learn that Zena is my right name, like my real name, them always say, like, if you know, you know. Them say, no wonder Zena your name. Because
go with the character.
I could listen. I don't think I needed formal training in self-defense. I don't think I needed formal training in fighting. But things that you call me Zena every day. Zena, it just come out in me because, oh gosh, man. Growing up, nobody no off limit. Man, boy, puss, dog, big man, baby.
Name, eh?
I lived up to that name. But the first thing them says Zena were a princess because I used to do kickboxing, go to tournament. I was very good in it, like advancing, you know, doing a lot of stuff. I have my belts and something. And I remember when I met a girl at a tournament. Her name was Zena, but it was her pet name because of how bad she is. Because she was very good in it, you know. And she named Zena. They call her Zena because of how good she can fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when me and her face off, they said, I remember my sensei saying to her sensei, well, yeah, like I said, you will call her Zena? Well, the real Zena, I'm going to show you who is Zena.
Who be the real Zena?
And the funny thing, she was more experienced than I was in it. She's been doing it for a longer time. Parenting is an awesome task. We never reach the ultimate in parenting. Always a learning curve. Oh my gosh. So well said. Mr. McKay, good night, by the way.
Night, sir, McKay.
So well said. It's like you will never get there. It's an ever-changing thing because, let me tell you something, Mr. McKay. You know, when I did it, you know, when we were doing it with Malia, when Fiona came, I was like, I have this spot.
Can you been there, done that?
Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm. Different baller.
Theodore can't really angle and talk to me because been there, experienced, done that. Theola come and show me, say, Mommy, dash out the book there. No. You say, any book where you use with Mali, start a new one with me.
New book.
Mali said to me one time, Mommy, do you know, Mala is so proper. I say, hey, I love my opinion, you know. Mala is so proper. I always say to people, if I've done nothing right in my life, I think I have done a good job being my daughter's parents.
Very good job.
Mala said to me, Mommy, do you know that I think that Fiola gets away with a whole lot more than I did? But we had to correct her.
But most if they look at wash belly, them always say that. No, not the wash belly them. The kids always say the wash belly them.
But the same grace that we gave Malia for the things that Fiola is doing at this age. At the same grace to give Malia. Same exact grace. But me not tell no lie. Fiola challenged me. Malia challenged me in the way that Malia is inquisitive. She will ask questions. And not even ask questions. Malia will dare you. Malia will dare. Because I remember one time I said to Malia, when my friend was there and she said, Malia was doing something. And she said to Malia, hey, Zina, and I said, Malia, not stop there. I'm going to carry go make the doctor joke her with the injection. And Malia opened the drawer and start take out something. So I said, what are you doing? And she said, but she was like 6. So you're not gonna take me for the doctor to joke me with the injection? Me say I just want tongue in her back. Me say, the people not even afraid of that. She just she's like,
bring it on.
And she dry her look at yourself.
Bring it on.
Now Theola has more of an inquisitive mind.
Yeah.
Fiola will
I say a
say,
lot.
what is the injection?
Mhm.
What's in the injection?
That's a lot of questions.
Why do I need to get the job
Yeah,
from the doctor?
question can
What when she done, you're not about to upset because she take it to a whole different level. She's just
Exactly. You
asking.
can't just come and tell her one thing and she take it as
But Malia, I gonna dare you. Malia is gonna dare you in less words. She not really talk a lot, but she's gonna dare you and she'll look at you,
observe.
dry eyes, so. But Fiola now is more inquisitive. She's more sociable, so she ever want to ask questions. And sometimes even when she do something more rude, then she gets so interested in what you're saying to her. I'm like, you know, you're not easy.
Too much.
Fiola, you're knocking. You know, you're not easy though.
Too much, man. Yeah,
She's just enough. As Marley said, you're not too much. You're just enough. You're just right. But yeah, you're right. You know, parenting, you'll never really reach the ultimate in parenting because
never.
As your kids get older,
you have to
a different phase
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
different phase because
something new.
The adult version of your kids. Sometimes you'll be like, who is this person and who raised you?
Exactly.
So, but no matter how old the person get, they're still your kid.
Exactly.
So it's like you're still in.
As them grow, you have to grow as well.
Yeah, and you're still raising them. No matter how old they get, it's still your kids. Them still ever come to advise or whatever, right?
Core values and stuff you're still instilling in them and you still use it for guide.
No matter how old them get.
Yeah.
No matter how old. And just like even me, even though I really appreciated my dad while he was here, I've always loved my dad. I'm a daddy's girl. I've always had a great relationship with him. But the truth is I clinged more to his teachings when I got older. Listen, my daddy could have something to say. I always tell Theodore when Malia was doing her homework, and I never forget she keep erasing, and I say, look girl, why are you erasing so much? Why are you erasing so much? And my daddy was one of the most patient person you'll meet in your life. I don't know what him get that from. Like, he was just so patient and he just know how to deal with things in the calmest way. It's like no matter what it is, he just has a way of softly telling you about yourself. And it made you even more offensive. Because why is this man reading me in such a way? It doesn't hurt my feelings. My father and my dad talk to you, it's like I prefer saying, you don't prefer to lick you.
Yeah, I guess now you know your kid and what work for your
kid. My father never have to beat me, you know.
Exactly.
Because when him start talking to me, shame.
Exactly.
Oh, lad, Theodore, other than me and Carissa talk about some things that daddy used to tell me. I said, jeez, hey, my father not play now. Him just don't play. And I remember, as I said, Mala was erasing. And I said, Mala, stop using the eraser. Why are you erasing? The work is going to look messy. You know, we as Jamaican, we don't like when you pick erase and whatever. And I remember daddy just came around and daddy said, if we never had use for erasers, they would have put it on the pencil. I say, why the man gonna leave me erase my child, man? Why the man just leave me alone to erase my child?
So you know what that
means. You know what that means? Yeah, that is if we never
there for a reason.
It's there for a reason.
Exactly. So leave her
alone. Yes. And I had to, even though I never perfected it, as Mr. Mackey said, you never gonna reach that. You're still learning. Even though I didn't perfect it, it always is in the back of my brain. So as Malia got older, and now that we have Fiola, is like it. I keep remembering because another thing that used to always say to me, even when dealing with Malia, because Fiola born after that they passed away, he used to say, "Don't let perfect be the enemy of good." So it's like, because for me and Malia is like that, so much like that. We're perfectionists. I used to get my teachers used to put that on my report. Zena is a perfectionist. She needs to give herself grace. She needs to whatever. I get the same reports about Malia. Malia is a perfectionist. She needs to give herself grace. Like she needs to take it a little. Is it the same exact duplicate of what I used to get Malia get in school? And I said, Malia, your granddad right now would tell you, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. you're doing perfect, even though you should aim for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stars. The truth is, sometimes it's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's good enough, and don't beat yourself up because you think that you're not doing. But
Exactly.
it's like if you don't get perfect, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean anything. And when I tell her these things, I also tell her all the time, Malibu, when I tell you these things, I'm also reminding myself. Your mom is not telling you because she thinks she's perfect. This is also my way of reminding myself too. Don't let perfect be the enemy
And the
of good.
same values where your father passed on to you are the same thing she will
Same
come pass
thing.
on
And
to
to
her.
her kids,
Yeah, same
yes,
thing.
same
And
exact
that's why it's
things.
always good to set that
Oh
foundation.
my gosh. It's like the truth is, I am so much like my dad, it scares me. The only thing I always say, I can't wait to reach the level of mastery that daddy had in patience. Oh my, daddy was so patient. I remember a man that was at his celebration of life service that said, the perfect way to sum up Mr. Kelly is a humble giant.
Mm.
He was so he just knew how
Move
to
in
say,
silence.
and I think he got that from my grandmom. Because the version of my grandma that I got, and I'm going to say that because, of course, her kids had a different, well, not different in the way that she was rough. She was always very soft spoken, but she was strict. Because
Mm-hmm.
when them tell me that grandma used to beat them, me frightened. I
Mm-hmm.
said, grandma used to beat you because I just don't see
You never
her
see the side there.
beating her kids because of how she believes in reasoning and talking to the kids and counseling and stuff like that. So when them tell me, I said, look at my grandmother. I was right now, I have on the baby weight from Tiola. I'm going to lose it, but I was very small and I'm not the tallest person, but I was bigger than my grandmother in all aspects. My grandma was a tiny little thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was taller than her and I was bigger than her. And me not tall, right? And I said, little grandma used to be into not. Them say
Boy
little,
pity.
them say little grandma.
Boy pity them.
Oh, them say a two boy and one girl, right?
Oh.
My them tell me so when grandma come home, them say not even their father, them not afraid to see what come home. Because as much as and them say the worst thing, she not really talking.
Mm-hmm.
She not talking with you. She get straight to the action.
Mm-hmm.
She get straight to the action. I said, grandma, I couldn't believe because she has always been so quiet. And even her kids will always laugh and say, my mother the last idiot God make. Yeah, them always say, my mother the last idiot God make. Because she was so wise and she was so like some things you think offend people.
Mm-hmm.
She just knew how to deal with it. And I think that's where daddy got that from.
Yeah.
And that's what I aim to be. Like daddy used to have around the place, which is may get everything from daddy. How you put up these inspirational things on the walls is daddy may get that from. And one of them that stood out to me was life is 1% what happened to you and 99% how you react to it.
That's deep.
There are so many quotes that I even have in my phone now. Like every time they come into my mind, I write them down. Things that daddy taught me and he tried to instill in me. And I realized now how important those things are to me that I'm older. I'm like, whoa. That's why they say, teach a kid the way they should go and they'll never depart from it.
Exactly.
Because sometimes even when you think they might go down the wrong path, once you continually and continuously, not even continue, but continuously remind them about it, it is going to be somewhere around the end of the subconscious where it's going to always be something where them go back to. Sometimes when I sleep and them have a dream, then I realize, then I say, I just the subconscious that I remind you of your foundation.
As many times as circumstances or situation lead you back to certain things, we can say, look, Malia, this, Tiola, this, and those are the little factors and morals that your father did instill and say, Zena, this is how we should go. This is what this is. And are those little things where you're in your situation where your kids know you and then fall back and you can reassure them and say, listen, this is what my dad did and this is
trust
what my
me. Yes.
Same thing.
Same thing.
And the same trend them will continue with as
same
well.
thing. Because I always say to Malia, because she's older, so we might talk a little bit more about the interactions with her because we can have certain level of conversations with her than Theola right now. Even though we talk to Theola, because one thing I made up my mind to do when I was raising, and I'm so happy that I had my grandparents in my life, because they also taught me lessons that I brought into teaching Malia and Theola, where I'm not a parent who you're wrong and you're this and mean or wrong. I apologize to my kids. I go to them and I tell them, I think that I still believe that what you did was wrong, but I think that mommy could have handled it in a different way.
Give them the platform
And
as well.
yes, and let me apologize to you for doing that. I apologize to my kids. When I mess up, I apologize to my kids. I teach Malia and Fiola. I tell them, if I'm doing something in the moment that you don't like, the floor is always open for you to say, Mommy, I don't like how you're speaking to me right now. Theodore know this. I tell him straight, my kids' voices are important to me. If them set you aside and like how you talk to them, I want you to take that into consideration, because the same thing with me. If you're speaking to me and I say I don't like how you're speaking to me right now, more you listen to that. So I do that with my kids, even sometimes, because Malia, I had to teach her that body language is a language, but body language is communication. So don't take it for granted that because you didn't open your mouth, I don't see the tone of voice that you're looking at me with. I remember the first time somebody said, a teacher said, don't look at me in that tone of voice. And they're like, oh, I'm looking at you with a tone of voice. Because your body language spoke so loudly. We know what you're thinking, but you can't say it. And I remember when I said to Malia, don't look at me with that tone of voice.
Or your posture.
And I said, basically, I said, who are you talking to like this? And she's like, what? What is this lady talking about? Like, I said, Malia, body language is saying it all. So it's just, but I give them the freedom. In other words, what I'm trying to say is I give them the platform to speak their minds respectfully. I tell Malia all the time and Theola, if we're doing something that you don't like in the moment, say to me, Mommy, I don't like how you're speaking to me right now. Mommy, you're making me feel sad. Mommy, you're making me feel angry. And this is not since become a Canada thing. This has been from day one with me and my kids. Like ever since. I tell Malia, tell me how you feel. Your feelings are valid. Your feelings are important. And your feelings are your reality. Now, there's two ways to handle that. Because your reality is your reality. We can't take it from you. However, maybe what you're feeling in the moment was not what I was trying to do, or it wasn't what I intended. But I can't take away your reality, because if that's how you feel, even tonight, for instance, with Malia and Fiola, where Fiola said Malia said that to her, and Malia is like, that's not what I said. I didn't call any of them a liar, because as I said to them, I think the both of you are speaking your truth. I think the both of you are speaking your reality based on how you experience that situation. And I always say to Theodore, nobody calls my kids liars. Not saying that they're perfect, but I first try to understand them, because maybe they're just not explaining it in the same words that the situation happened in. So I give them that platform and that grace. I do question them and I pick the sense of the nonsense. But we have a rule in our house that once you speak the truth, you're not punished. So we allow them to speak their truth. And I said, I don't think any of them is lying. I think they're both speaking based on how they received what each other said. Right? So I'm like, I feel like, did Malia say those exact words to you? Or is that how it made you feel? Because there's a difference. Did she say those words to you, or that's how it made you feel? You know what I want to say? And I said, and for Malia, it's like, Malia, did your body language say that to her? Did how you deliver the message say that to her? But that's not what the words were saying. So we have these conversations. Me and Malia, we sit down and Theodore and we talk about things. If even between us, like we'll go to them and we said, listen, because Theola, especially, both of them, if we don't talk to each other, because we get real. We are human beings. We have a moment and then we just say, may I ignore that to them? and them sister me really talking with daddy, so them know something right. You understand? And them even said, hey, me no want to talk to nobody, I'm brushing. And they know when them come in for kind of go like you want straight up little bit, but they know.
Antennas start going up.
Yes. So whenever they pick it up, we'll go to them all the time. We say, Malia, Fiola, remember, mommy and daddy are human beings. We're adults. We have separate things other than raising you. We have other problems. We have other things that we're dealing with. Please do not internalize our trials. Do not internalize our problems. When you see mommy and daddy go through them phases, when I talk, if me not talk to them, only nobody take it too seriously. But later on, when me calm down, me gonna talk back to daddy. We have these conversations with them because I truly believe that hiding struggles from your kids don't necessarily protect them.
Not help them in no form of way.
I don't think it really protect them.
No.
I think they seeing you going through things and overcoming it.
Yep.
And then coming to a ground and sit down and talk about it and we'll work it out, because there are certain things that we work out even with the kids right there. Like we talk about it and we discuss it. I'm saying, if I agree with that, and no, you don't. We talk about it because I want them to see that people will always have problems. It's not the problems, as I say, it's how you deal with it. I don't want to give my kids false hope that relationships are perfect. No abuse, whether mentally, physically, emotionally, no abuse is accepted or tolerated. However, I want them to know that we will go through things.
And it also helps them in the wider world overall.
Yeah.
So
people are
going to thing, because out there in the world, you're going to face problems, school, you face problems. It's just how you deal with it, and you, the parents, is now going to show your kids this is how you solve a problem or a challenge whenever it is that you face or come across a certain
part. And mind you, what I don't ever want to do is make anybody feel that what they're going through right now is wrong. Because we're speaking from a place of growing through our things, and we're still not even where we want to be with communication. Because we do ever really get there 100%, because people change. What we accept and what we believe in change as well. Because what we used to do when we were younger, as a theater, I'm no longer interested in that. But change my mind. I don't want to do that anymore. I want this now. I didn't used to. Evolve. Yeah, I did perfectly said. So we're not speaking from a place where our kids just see us sit down and talk and say, "How Theodore?" And we're coming from a place where them still we have strong disagreements. And we said, no, we have to do better than that. And the disagreement did at 10, then them see we at 9, then them see we at 8. And I think it will help our kids to, when with them see we get to the place where we really want to be, they'll be like, wow, I've watched my parents grow from strength to strength. I've seen them handle things where I think they would have do it better. And then not to say that we're doing certain things in front of them, but let's get real. No parent can come and tell us, say, them kids never hear them have an argument yet. Not care if you hide it. Not care if you go in the room, because once your house not soundproof. Not care what them have experience of you having disagreements. So we try our best to speak to them and let them know that mommy and daddy will go through things. I'm not going to promise you ever in life that we'll not go through things. I'm not going to promise you that you'll never hear us argue. But what we'll promise you is that we'll always work on our disagreeing better.
Yeah, which is a natural part of a relationship as well. It's how you handle it. It's how you handle the disagreement, and that will also help them and groom them in, growing as well. And when them reach that stage of their relationship, them can say, okay, this is how mommy and daddy handle theirs, or if it is that their partner.
No, and then not even that. Sorry to cut you. Not even that. I don't necessarily want them to go through all the phases that we went through. That's how mommy and daddy handle it. I want them to learn indirectly.
Learn.
Yeah, you're not to go through everything I'm going through. Yeah. I don't want my kids to go through everything that I went through. No, and I don't think that's what you were trying to say either. I really don't think that's what you were trying to say. Like to say you want them to do that. No, I know that's not what you were trying to say. But I just had to put that out because me and you might know that, but I want to put that out to let people know, say, we don't mean that our kids are going to go through every single thing that we go through. But I want them to know that, just like I always listen to Malia, and well, for Theola, she not get the age where I say certain. Yeah, I've said that to Theola too, where I said to her, listen, there are certain things you have to learn from other people's experience.
Mm-hmm.
If me go down the road, I'm dropping a one big old hole in the middle of the road. And I say, Theola and Malia, I went down that road, I want big hole down there. So
Take heed.
I'm dropping at the hole.
Yes.
You know, have to go down, they go dropping at the
Don't
hole
say
for
anything,
learn.
yes.
There are some things you can learn from other people's experiences. And then there are other things that you just have to go through it for learn it.
Mm-hmm.
Like parenting for one.
Exactly.
No matter how you think he's a good auntie, or he's a good sister, or he's a good, you're a good godmother,
Mm-hmm.
until you become a parent. That's one topic. I remember I offended one of my friends, a very good friend of mine, and she lived in America. And at the time, good friend, and she DM'd me to say I offended her because we were on a post. We were on a post, and I said the reality is, if you're not a parent, don't speak about parenting. And she was so offended by this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, it's a good friend of mine, and she's usually a person who is very agreeable. Like, she gets along with people very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I always respected her, still respect her. When me did link up with Roxy, I'm telling my friend come from the States,
Mm-hmm.
she. And she said to me, we had a discussion because on the post itself, it's like she snapped back at me in a way where my sister she vex.
Mm-hmm.
And but said back something to her. But then I think I took it into the private and I said, we're better than that. We weren't disrespectful, but I said, if we're going to have a certain kind of disagreement, I don't want it to be public.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you where I'm coming from. And she said, the reason why she felt offended is that, I don't know if she was speaking from a personal place, but she was saying that I know people who are struggling to be parents. And when you say, if you're not a parent, don't talk about parent, it hurts some people who, and the two of them don't want to be a parent, them and a parent, because they might have personal struggles with having kids. So they kind of strike a nerve. So for me, I had to look into myself and say, wow, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Even though what I'm saying
It's still
is a
valid.
fact
Yeah.
that until you become a parent, you really cannot wholeheartedly speak about being a parent.
Exactly.
And when I say become a parent, whether you adopt the child,
Mm-hmm.
but until you are raising a child
Mm-hmm.
full time, you cannot confidently speak about being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have the child naturally or biologically, until you're raising a child, you cannot completely and confidently speak about being a parent.
Exactly.
You have to do this 24 hours
Right.
to know what a
They
parent
might
is.
have ideas.
And that's all it's going to be, ideas.
Ideas.
So then I expressed that to her and I said, that's what I meant. But I completely understand why you would be offended and somebody else experiencing that situation would be offended. And I did apologize to her because everybody who knows me know that me I apologize. One thing me I do, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll tell you I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying, but I can understand what you're saying. I don't agree with it. I'm not gonna apologize if I do nothing wrong, because the truth is, I not teach my kids them to be overly apologetic, right? I don't teach my kids to be overly apologetic, but I do teach them to be accountable and look into yourself, because sometimes you don't see what you're doing and somebody say it and you're like, you know what? All right, I might not see what you're saying right now, but let me be mindful of it. Let me start thinking about it now to see if next time I catch myself doing it and I can stop, or if I will realize what you're saying at the next time. So I did apologize to her, because I said to her, honestly, naturally I wouldn't look on it from that perspective because I wasn't experiencing that situation, right? So I apologized to her. We worked it out. But yeah, but the truth is, the fact is, until you are raising a child, and I say raising because, as I say, some people have difficulties bringing forth a child naturally, and that does not take away from them being a parent to an adopted child, or a child that you're fostering, or a child that you're raising. But until you're doing it 24/7, you will not understand what it means to be a parent. You have to do this 24/7.
Yep.
Not for 1 week, but for an extended period of time to completely understand
The dynamics.
the dynamics and what it means. But yeah, as I said, this is a topic that
It's never ending.
never
topic.
ending.
Being a
And
parent, it is a conversation that can continue for days, because, as we said, being a parent is a way of growth, and with kids as well growing, the
changes,
the changes can never end as a regard.
Because every phase of your life, I think you go through, you will change.
A parent is or should be.
So you're gonna have to parent your kids based on where they are in their lives. Because when they become adults, you can't parent them the same way because you remember that they're adults. Exactly. So they can't come tell you, say, Malia, don't do that anymore when you're an adult. Whether it's wrong or it's right, I'm gonna have to say, you know, Malia, this is my opinion. I don't think you should do that. I can't go tell you, go on in your room, you're not doing that. I can't. So we have to parent different based on the stages that our children are, you know. And one thing I would love for myself and my kids is the relationship and the respect that I saw honestly, let me say both my parents, like the relationship I say mommy and her siblings have with her mom, and the relationship I say my dad had with his parents. But tell us, say, as not if you think my father rough and tough, you see when him in front of mommy and daddy is yes, mommy. I always found it so weird when my big tough daddy and I say yes, mommy, and they talk soft to them, mommy.
Same thing we know doing.
And yes, daddy.
Yes, mommy, yes, they are, yes, mom.
No, but not only that, they're like a little kid again in front of their parents. Like, all right, so even like when you see certain relationship, the next thing you always say the mother doesn't say anything or whatever. You're like, it's so weird to us because
we could have.
Yeah, for us,
we couldn't do that.
Yeah,
because mother, father. So certain respect and certain values that they have.
Like when I'm talking to
them, it just seems weird.
When them talk to them, me used to be like, oh, big old father, someone want to give me. You see, only man want to come and punish me. And I say, watch him now. I'm afraid of him, mother. I'm afraid of him, father. Yes, mommy. Yes, daddy. And I'm like, I hope to God that when my kids get older, and it's based on how you raise them, they will still have that level of that's my mommy, that's my daddy. I will not do certain things. I'll not say certain things. And the truth is, I don't say them have that because I not tell a lie. I feel like every little parenting, I have a sprinkle one little bit of fear on the top of that. Parenting is a good balance between gentle parenting, gangster parenting, with little sprinkle of fear. I swear. Because theater, I always say, if some of them pick me, they afraid that at least one of them parents, they would have gone some. I can tell you that as much as we are fun pair, well, me more fun than him. But as much as I'm the fun mom, when I step into a room with my children and I have to open my mouth for them to know where I'm at. Theater can tell you. When me step in the room, them know it's a fun parent lock off. I think a healthy dynamic, you have to sprinkle a little bit of fear on top of that. Them have to fear somebody. And I always say, if a lot of these celebrity kids had somebody who they feared and respected, they would have been more in check.
Our children are always reach the point where they want to test the waters.
They're going to want to test the waters.
Always want to test the waters.
Going to want to test the waters.
Once them test it and them can get away with it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean,
flood out.
Yes, flood way. Me is a person who name you have one chance. I mean, never say you have one chance. You just do it one time, and now I can do it 2 times. I mean that, and then I go skin my teeth there tomorrow again. But don't play me. When I step into a room with my children, they know what time it is. I can look at my kid and they know what time it is. I still have that effect where the whole time parenting them have. I can't just look for Mali or look for Titi. I have to say a word and them know. And I'm still the fun mom. I still laugh and chat and go on with them and whatever when I need to.
Balance.
But yeah, I tell them all the time, I never aim to be your friend. And I don't want to be your friend. I'm your parent. But when you get older, I want to have a dynamic where it feels like a friendship, but don't ever confuse me as one of your friends then, because there are going to be times where you're not going to necessarily like me.
You know when to draw the line.
Yeah, you're not going to necessarily like me. And I always tell people, anybody that you hear having a wonderful time being a parent where it's, oh, yes, and it's the whatever, I think they're not doing it right. You have to get up someday and say, oh, what kind of decision this is making in my life? God, is this really the nice bubbly thing, the nice heartwarming thing? Oh, it's the best thing to be a parent. If you don't question yourself sometime with like that, you're not doing it good. You pick them have to make a question yourself them sometimes if you know so you're doing it good. If you enjoy being a parent all the time, you're not parenting good. Sometimes you have to have like regrets. So I said, jeez, what is my God, them pick me car up and grow and leave my house. You're not having liquor with that kid, you're not doing good.
Not true.
If you enjoy being a parent all the time, you're not doing good. Because there are going to be moments, even sometimes, where your kids, where you really don't want your kids to be upset with you, but you have to put your feet down, and you have to put your stamp down the foot and make them know, say, hey, put out the foot, they might lose it, you know. Don't play with me. Because I never tell them, say, hey, never run for me. Me not aim to make you like me, you know. And you know the funny thing, it's so, hey, my daddy used to tell me that all the time. Daddy used to always say to me, say, my intention is never for you to like me. And I love my father gone to me. Still, me not think me love another human being like me love my father. And daddy used to always say to me, say, my aim is never to make you like me.
I come back full circle.
Yeah, I'm a fan myself. I tell my kids them, say, me not aim for them like me, you know. You say, as long as you don't respect me and do me something do until you come out here, I'm good with that. And the same thing that he used to say to me.
Same thing.
And now I'm literally, sometimes I say to my kid, yeah, I don't aim for you to like me. But also I make sure so when you come out of my house and I'm in the first degree, at least on the first degree, on a can't say on a did suffer, on a can't say on go to bed hungry, on a have clothes. You better appreciate the sacrifice our parents made when we get to the level of maturity, especially when we become, oh God, that is the best, Mr. McKay, that is the best part. I see some people doing some videos that I find so extremely funny when they say, when my kids become parents and then go over by the kids' house and then mess up the place and then make their grandchildren do all kind of rude stuff. Yeah. I said, good, I saw it did feel.
Same way used to feel.
It is the best revenge is when they become parents and they just spoil the picnic pan them. I say, yes, I'm good. See it there?
Who feels it?
Yes. It. Until they become parents, they will never understand. Never understand what it is like. And then they'll realize how much mommy and daddy sacrificed. And that's all that's important. I always tell people, for me, even making this move with my entire family, like my kids, was deliberate and intentional. Because I always say a kid will prefer to suffer at the foot of their mother and their father, especially mommy, no offense to the daddies, but a pitney will prefer suffer with their mother than to grow in luxury without their mommy. Because how many celebrity kids you hear, or how many kids will grow very rich, will say they had everything in life, but them don't like them parents because them parents never around, and I wish I would have traded all the money in the world and all the luxury items in the world to have my parents. So I always say, yes, coming to a new country, starting over with your kids with you will guarantee you, it will be one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do. However, it will be one of the hardest things you ever have to do. However, your kid will love you for it when they get older and understand what you were doing. Because I know people personally who, and even myself can speak about that, who their parent left to go look better life. And when I say look better life, I'm not saying it like I think they weren't trying to look a better life. But the truth is them go look better life, but the relationship with their kids
Fail.
is almost non-existent because a kid will never understand. There'll never be a good enough reason for you to leave your kid. There'll never be a good enough reason to leave your kid. You know, matter tell him somebody are trying to make a life, but they are this. Because a kid will prefer suffer at the foot of their mother. Even though in your mind you don't want your kids to suffer, you know? In your mind you protect them. But a kid prefer the right to your foot with you than for ears say. Actually, me never want you to go through the roughness and the toughness, make me leave
But
you.
those are the kids that always come back now, come be the lawyer, the doctor, and the
Which ones? The one that must suffer with we see the struggle.
Yeah.
And that's why I said even earlier, Theodore, hiding certain struggles from your kids is not necessarily protecting them. Because when them sister, mommy, and daddy, they have to go through that, but not disappoint them.
Yeah. Make them proud.
Even with us and Malia. That's why we have to have this conversation with Malia. We say to her, Mali, take it easy on yourself. Because I know that she sees everything and she knows that she wants to make her parents proud. Yes, team? She wants to... I'm coming. Coming, baby. She wants to make... Both of them, they want to make their parents proud because they see that mommy and daddy always sacrifice for them. Thank God Almighty that we have always been blessed where they don't have to go to their beds hungry and they always have their basic necessities. We're very humbled by that and for that. But sometimes I have to remind Mali that Mali, you're a kid, take it easy. I know that you want to make us proud, but there's nothing that you can do to disappoint us as parents. You know, but her seeing everything and seeing this, like what we have to go through and what we sacrifice and what we left behind just to give them what we consider a better opportunity. I think that impacted Malia more than Fiola because Fiola is too young in a way where she wants to make sure that she makes this opportunity count. You know, so we're blessed by that. And you know, anyways, we've been here for a while. This topic is never ending. Tiola, she come. It's that's what time now. That's why make sure go to bed as she eat. Okay, see, anytime she eat, and she 2 minutes.
Don't sleep
I
until
ate
she
that.
starts
No,
sleeping.
not eat that. Mommy, I'm hungry. Like she never eat already. But she up later than she should be. The little food that we are out. So of course, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give her something to eat. Make sure brush her teeth and go straight to the bed, go sleep with the belly full. So I saw me drop it, right? But because it's the weekend and we started the live a little later than anticipated, it's past the time that I gave her for her weekend bedtime. So we're gonna catch that. And Fiola, close this door for a second. I'm coming, baby. Just close the door, please. I don't want that sound. Close the doors. Yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up. But let me tell you something. I can't wait for the community to grow and you guys start interacting a little more because this platform that we're on, as I said before, it allows you to join and give your opinions. And I'm gonna use it a little more and get familiar with it and understand it some more.
Week 2.
Yeah, this is just week 2, you know.
Week 2.
We don't even know nothing about the platform.
Second episode.
So, we're just learning.
Thousands more episodes to come.
Yes.
We'll see a lot more. Thousands of comments and viewers.
Yes. So
hundreds of thousands.
We're really appreciative of just even coming to just be here with us and be here from it just start and right from the inception. So we will never take that for granted. We sincerely appreciate it. And we're gonna, want this to be a every Friday thing. And sometimes it's gonna be between 9 and 9:30 because I always it. But we'll definitely try to send out, the little messages and reminders. So until we meet again, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for the comments on the share. I like that. I love to say.
Spread the word.
Yeah, spread the word.
Spread the word.
Yeah, spread the word.
Friday.
Yeah.
You guys can put your input.
Topics, yes.
Any suggestions is welcome.
Yes. So Once again, good night, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you, ever Meka Muckle.
We appreciate the
Yes.
support.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So see you guys next week, Friday. I'm still get my light in there, but just drop in that. We are grow.
Yeah, it's working
Yeah,
progress.
so bye guys. Good night. But not even know, oh, you may not even know to end it. Watch a big old end stream, the
I
writer.
tell
So,
you, boy.
come
I
on.
tell you. I tell you.